Hey guys, Christian here. Today we got the Honda Civic Hatchback Sport 2022 edition. I know I already covered the regular Civic, which is just a non-hatchback version of this, but in case you have a little bit of junk in the trunk and you need that extra space, you can put it in the back, if you know what I mean. But getting into the specs on this, MSRP on this is about $24,830. That's not including destination charges. Engine on this is a 2-liter 4-cylinder CVT, which is front wheel drive as well. Horsepower is 158 horsepower, 138 torque, 0 to 60 in 8.2 seconds. MPG is 29 city, 37 highway, and 32 combined. And the weight on this is just right under like 3,000 pounds. So moving on to the outside, so we have the gloss black mirrors. They're not heated. If you do need heated, you do have to get like the higher end models. And then the paint of this car is platinum pearl white. It's $395. I kind of wish there's more standard or at least free colors, but nice white color. The pearl actually adds like a really nice like metallic touch to it too. And then getting down here, we do have the protection package 1, which comes with 3 things. So it comes with the chrome wheel locks, it comes with a little splash guards here, and then there's also a cargo tray in the back that we'll see once we get there. And then the final thing on this side I want to mention is just the wheels here. So they're 18-inch gloss black alloy wheels. I think they fit the car nicely in my opinion. I like them. I probably wouldn't swap them out, but I know like the Honda community usually like to swap out and kind of just like spec out their cars and all that, but it's a nice touch. So moving on to the front side, so we have the LED daytime running lights, have a nice touch to the car. Again, very similar or the same as the Honda Civic sedan. And then right below that, there's a little spot for the fog lamps, but I will say these are actually fake, so they're not actually fog lamps. If you do want them, you got to go with the higher end models, or you could probably just do it aftermarket as well too. And then final thing on the front side, you have these nice like hexagon kind of like mesh grille. I feel like I've always liked the hexagon look on just cars, or not the previous kind of grills I used to have like 10 years before, but this just fits the car nicely. Moving on to the back side, so we have the LED tail lights back here, kind of simple design. I will mention these are similar to the sedan, but a little different. Right below that, we have the sport badging, and then here at that center, we have the Honda badging. And then moving on to the bottom, sort of part of the diffuser. Looks sort of like a vent down here, but it's just kind of like a fake vent. And then all the way at the bottom, of course, kind of just have a simple diffuser, which adds a nice sporty touch. And then to open the trunk, I do want to show off the key before we get there. So showing the key to you guys real quick. So there's a couple buttons on here. So you have the lock at the top, unlock. You have your hold button in case you want to start up the engine. You have the trunk button, and then you also have your panic button at the bottom. But I want to just open it up manually for you guys. So just pull down here, bring this up. It is manual, so you do have to just lift it a little. Hydraulic, so it does bring it up and it won't drop it on your head. And as we can see here, kind of have about like 24.8 cubic feet of space. I will mention this is an extra 10 cubic feet of space over the regular sedan, so it's real nice. And this also has a cargo tray, as I mentioned, part of like that nice package. But I do want to lift this real quick, and I just want to quickly just mention there is a spare tire down here, so just simply just showing that. But bringing this back down, place this back nicely. You can also bring down the seats. I want to just show that off real quick. So now with the seats down, you have more space. I don't know the numbers on this, but you could probably fit something decent back here. You got to fit your pet back there. I'll kind of show off once I get to the trunk challenge, but it goes mostly flat, not completely flat, but it's pretty good space. So now I'm in the trunk. It's a little sunny as you can see, but kind of continue with the review. You can also put this here, so you can kind of just like hide what you have in your cargo, but you can just put this back really easily. I will say if you have a big dog back here, might have a little trouble, might have his head sticking towards the front, but I do want to show this closed, so I'm gonna close this up real quick. And as you can see, I fit here, but I'm gonna have to let my cameraman let me out of here now. So moving on to the driver's side door. So this also has smart key entry, so you can enter the car without taking the key out of your pocket. So I can simply pop my hand here, unlocks the car, you just open it. But I do want to show it off as well. You can lock the car from here. So there's 3 little slits on the door handle. Simply just slide your fingers over it, and it locks the car with 1 beep. But to unlock it, you simply just put your hand in there again, unlocks it. So now with the door open, you do have some window controls there. You have a little bit of cubby space at the bottom, nothing too crazy. Kind of just want to show that off real quick. And then moving on to the driver's side seat, you do have a little bit of adjustment. It's all manual. I will mention that even on the sport model. You kind of have to go for the higher end model, so you want the full like power adjustable seats, but it does a nice job and all that. But now we can step into the inside of the car and we'll continue the review. So now inside, so right in front of us, we got the steering wheel. So we have a leather wrap steering wheel here. We have the Honda logo dead center, 3-spoke steering wheel. On the left side, we have our volume controls. So you can go up and down on the volume. You go to your next song, your previous song, and then this little home button here, it's kind of just to mess with the screen on the left side. And on the right side, we kind of have like all the driving controls, all like the nice kind of safety controls. So you have the lane keep assist. You can have how much distance you have between you and the front car. So moving on to the center screen, so we have a 7-inch touchscreen. I will mention if you go to the Sport Touring model, the higher end model for $29,000, You do get the 9-inch touchscreen. The layout's a little different for the buttons too. But on this one, we have like 2 knobs, which is kind of perfect for the older and newer generation. You have your volume controls on the left side on the knob. And then right below that, we kind of have like this nice like sweeping, looks like an entire like single vent. It isn't one single vent like you've seen on some cars. It also does remind me like a Rolls Royce. So if you want to joke around with your friends, you have like a similar Rolls Royce car. I think about it like that, where it has like the nice like little vanity thing in the front. For your AC controls, you do have 3 knobs here. Really simple. I feel like this is as simple as it gets. You have 3 knobs, keeps everything mechanical and simple. And then there's also like screens right next to it, which like show off like what temperature you have it on. So right below the AC controls, you also have like a USB plug, which I do want to mention that's for the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So this has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but you do have to just be plugged in, so it's not wireless on this model. You have a 12-volt port on the right side of that. And then right below that, you have a little bit of cubby space. You could probably throw your phone. That's where I usually throw mine. No wireless charging, but you can get that on the higher end models. And then moving on a little lower, we do have the brindle. So it's leather wrapped and everything's simple. I do like that it's mechanical, so shift it back and forward a little bit like this compared to some cars. Not too fan of the knobs on some cars where you just turn it, but yeah, I like this little touch. You have 2 cup holders. This will probably meet our Starbucks cup challenge. You got your 3 drivers modes, so you can go between Econ, normal, and sport mode. Again, kind of just like self-explanatory. Auto on and off engine button, so you could always keep it on. You have your parking brake, and then final thing I want to mention is the brake hold. So simply just holds the brake when you step on it, so just hold it on a red light. As for the armrest, so I'm just going to lift that up real quick. It's made out of cloth and all that, same with the seats. So once you're inside here, you do have a little bit of adjustable thing where you can kind of like move it to the forward one or the back one in case you want quick access to some things. But inside there's no ports, no lights, kind of just simple storage. So moving on to the back seat, so I'm gonna step in real quick. So once I'm inside, you can see my heads right away, kind of like, it's not scraping, I guess it is scraping honestly. So it is a little small on the head side, and then my knee room is actually fine, so it's just the top part that's kind of a bit of an issue. On the center, you do have nothing unfortunately, so there is no bells and whistles, there's no AC vent, nothing, no plugs or anything unfortunately. I guess trying to keep costs low. And there isn't even the little, you know, the little armrest here, kind of just to place it down and for cups and all that, so that kind of it's unfortunate. It's less features. I will say there's less bells and whistles back here, but I'm comfortable, I'm fine. Probably be fine if you want to get this car for Uber or anything like that. But yeah, there's not much back here, but I'm pretty comfortable. Alright guys, that's for the drive of this car. So it's really simple car again, so I'm just going to go over the things real quickly. So visibility out of this car, it's really easy through the front, the back. Even with the hatch, I could see on my backside completely fine. There is no blind spot assist for this car, I will mention that. So you have to go for the higher end models if you want that, but it does come with tons of other safety features. I can't list them all, but there is quite a ton. Besides that, the maneuverability on this car, it's standard, drives normal. There's not much road noise when you're driving on streets, though I will mention there's a little bit more noise, of course, when you're driving on the freeway, but it's nothing too horrible. So comfort in this car, so these are not the leather seats or anything like that, these are just the simple cloth seats, but in my opinion they're always more comfortable than sometimes even the leather like versions of the seats, so I wouldn't complain about them. If you get this basic model or these basic cloth seats, don't complain about them. They might not look as luxury looking, but they're quite comfortable. I could see myself doing a long drive like this. Right now I have the lane keep assist, so you can see the 2 green icons there. You can see the right one on the left side, so the left one kind of just controls your speed, slows down and speeds up, and the right side is kind of just the lane keep assist. So my hands are on the wheel, but I'm not adjusting anything. Right now it's coming to a stop here. I don't think I actually will. Nope, it doesn't know what stop signs are.
It was just keep on, it was going still?
Yeah, it doesn't have stop sign, like whatever, it just keeps its lane and just follows the car ahead of you. Alright guys, that completes the review for the Honda Civic Hatchback Sport 2022 edition. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, but I do want to mention some quick things real quick. So there is the wheels, which are a nice touch to the car, simple, gloss black, 18-inch. There is also the junk in the trunk mention, I do want to say, 10 cubic feet of extra space in the back. It's good, so if you need the space, I'd go for this model. If you want to save the money at about like $3,000, just go for the basic sedan model. You can't go wrong with it. I kind of love that model. You can watch that video if you want, put the banner up there again. And then the final thing I want to mention is also the self-driving. So kind of has like lane keep assist, holds the speed going forward and backwards, so it also brakes and all that for you. I think it does a really nice job. I was driving on like the hectic 405 freeway, which I'm sure all of you know if you've been to LA or drive here every day. It just does a real nice job. It was a little bit more relaxing. You do got to keep your hands on the wheel, but it kind of just helps make the little drive a little bit more easier every day. But besides that, hope you guys enjoyed the review, and again, until next time. And like and subscribe if you can. If not, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna tell you.